I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now starting. Welcome to the... You are on my For You page all the time. And
oh, really?
Yes.
It's working, the algorithm.
I know, you never know with the algorithm, but it's working. And before I get into everything, could you please introduce yourselves to my listeners, who I call the Vinos, and tell us one thing that your wife would say about you when you left the room?
Oh, man. Well, my name is Fortune Feimster. I'm a comedian and an actress and a supermodel. That part I don't get paid for. My wife would say I'm a beast after I left the room because,
Like beast mode?
no, I need to clean up after myself more.
Got it.
I was just heating lunch up and then touching things, and she's like, no, just don't stop. I'm smudging everything, and I'm getting jalapenos out of the jar with my fingers. She's like, you are a beast. So yeah, I gotta work on that.
Kind of funny because I do the same thing, but also my fiance does the same thing. We're like neat slobs where
Yeah.
it look from the outside, it looks clean, but if you go and look at my fridge, there's like the same thing, like little finger stains and greasy knobs everywhere. But so both of our moms are coming into town, and they've never met each other.
Oh, wow.
My mom is like next level OCD clean.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna go around the house and make sure everything's clean. And I realized just how gross we are when I got that up close.
Yeah. I'm not a junk person. I don't have a lot of clutter. I'm not one of those people that's stepping over pizza boxes. My wife would for sure divorce me.
Yeah.
But she's like your mom, that OCD, just has to be everything really tidy. And her mom's like that too. My family is not like that. So
My mom literally walks around when she comes over to my house. She walks around with paper towels on her feet so that she's cleaning as she walks.
I can't believe that your moms haven't met yet.
I know, we're a terrible engaged couple. That's our dads have met. Our dads have gone golfing. Our dads have gotten custom built golf clubs together, doing the daddest dad things ever. And then our moms have never met, so we're taking them to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, wow, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Can you hear? Oh, my wife is literally vacuuming right now.
It's really?
I'm like, babe, I'm doing a podcast.
It's okay. It's not like podcasts are all audio or anything.
I try to text her. I can hear the vacuum, but she's in her OCD world right now, just
can't hear it.
Okay, good. She's just cleaning up my mess.
She was a kindergarten teacher, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was a kindergarten teacher for 12 years. Awesome teacher, really great at her job, loved her job, made a difference. And then she met me, and I'm like, come to Los Angeles and be a part of this circus that I'm in. So she moved here and she taught for a little bit, and it was just so hard because I tour all the time. So if she had kept going, we just wouldn't see each other very much. And she was exhausted. Teachers work so hard. Her mom's a teacher. My mom was a teacher. So yeah. And then the pandemic hit, and she's like, am I really going to try to teach 5-year-olds on Zoom?
Well, also teaching 5-year-olds on Zoom did she go tour and everything with you?
Yeah, she started touring a lot with me, and just that kind of took over. After I had this special come out right before the pandemic called Sweet and Salty, and I was supposed to do this huge tour and everything. The day before it was to start, that's when the world shut down.
Oh my gosh.
So then when the gates kind of opened back up, it was like a tour on speed. It was every city at every weekend. So it was insane. There was no way she would have been able to keep up both things.
Sometimes you just gotta take one for the team there.
Yeah.
Now, I heard you say that you wanted a bacheloresque style proposal, but it went very, very wrong. And I need you to share this story with everyone because I was dying.
Y'all made it look so easy, so romantic on that show. I had planned to take her to San Ysidro Ranch. It's this really beautiful hotel near Santa Barbara because we had gone early on in our relationship, and then that was when there was all these mudslides and the fires, and it shut down for like a while. So I had to kind of pivot last minute, and I took her to this nice place in Big Sur, and it just everything, everything when everything's just a hair off. I got upsold on this like cabin and been like, oh, we're gonna be able to see the ocean. It's like, you're paying like $1,500 more a night just to be right by the ocean. And we get there and it's fog. Just like you cannot see your hand in front of your face. I had called ahead and asked the hotel if they would help me out with the room because I wanted to take her to dinner and then I needed help. I didn't have the Bachelor production company. Yeah. So I needed somebody to go put some rose petals. And this I got from watching The Bachelor. I'm like, I got to put rose petals in the hotel room. I got to get some chocolate covered strawberries, some champagne. And I watched that from watching you guys. I learned it from watching you.
That's funny because it really is not romantic in real life. Like I wish you could actually see behind the scenes of that because it's like they're like, oh, don't touch the strawberries. Oh, don't eat the chocolate.
Yeah, I always wondered why no one ever ate the food like on these dates and stuff. I was like, look at that perfectly good steak right there. No one's touching it.
I would eat it after when the cameras turned off. Then I'd be like, okay, I can eat this now. Yeah.
It is true. Nobody looks like super sexy eating on camera.
No, and then you don't have like the proper conversations that they want you to have. But anyways, back to your so did it end up like at the end?
I was kind of bummed about the story for a little bit, and then it ended up being in my last special. I had
exactly. I was gonna say it ends up becoming anything that goes wrong can end up like material for you. So when did your last special come out?
My last one was called Good Fortune. It just came out in October. Those two specials so far have been a timeline. The first one was very much about like me growing up, me figuring myself out, coming to terms with my sexuality, and like coming out to my family. And then the second one was a lot about my relationship, kind of growing up, proposing, getting married, sort of that more adult kind of place that I'm in. And then I'm currently touring right now with a brand new hour, and it starts with the honeymoon and like settling into married life and things like me being a beast.
Now, does your wife mind being in your stand-up specials?
She's very shy and is like one of the few people in LA that does not want to be famous and does not want to be on television. Like we have to almost beg her. But she's so supportive. Like she doesn't mind at all like our story, like our life and our stories being told. She's the one that, she was a producer on both specials. So she's always like going over ideas with me and like, remember when this happened to us? So she doesn't mind the material.
Oh, I love that. It's hard sometimes to work with your partner. And I feel like that's like a true testament, especially for you both who like really settled down in the pandemic and work together. I'm like, okay, so you're the real deal then. Cool.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together, but that's what us lesbians do. We're so codependent.
One of the girls I just had on the podcast, she called herself a non-practicing lesbian.
Oh.
And I loved that because we were like, we feel like lesbians just get it more than most people. And
that's true.
It really is though. And we were talking about how we're non-practicing because at the end of the day, I wish I was, but yeah, you just haven't figured out in my opinion.
I mean, I have so many straight women tell me like, oh, I wish I could just be a lesbian. And like I can't force myself to be straight. Right. They can't force themselves to be gay. But sometimes it just seems nice to just have two ladies braiding each other's hair, sharing feelings.
That's all it is, right?
It's just one giant sleepover, honestly. You feel like every night you're getting to have a sleepover with your best friend.
That sounds really nice. I mean, obviously it comes with its hardships and certain, things in life and hurdles that you have to go through, but
for sure, especially when there's a spider in the house, that becomes very difficult because I'm technically, I think, supposed to be the butch one, just based on my outfits. But I'm so not butch. I talk about that in Good Fortune too. Like I am not what you appears on the outside.
Wait, where can people find your special? They have to watch it.
Both specials are on Netflix.
Like obviously Netflix is like the dream to get on for pitching a show. When you were pitching, were you kind of like, yeah, like Netflix would be up there for me, or did Netflix come to you and be like, we want you?
The stand-up is a big building block. You know, you're always trying to like get some opportunity that hopefully leads to another opportunity. It's always like you're always trying to look at the bigger picture. I got lucky because back in 2017 they were kind of experimenting with half-hour specials.
Yeah.
And they decided to do this thing called the stand-ups where they were like going to take 6 stand-ups that were on the rise and let them do 30 minutes. And I did it with like Nate Bargatze, who just sold out like 20,000 seats in Nashville. So there were 6 of us, and we and I just got asked. It was really cool that they thought of me, and that's where you kind of get your foot sort of in the door. So like now they know you, but to get that hour is very coveted. It's like every stand-up in the world wants to get an hour with them. So I filmed my half hour. So like a year and a half later, I'm like, I'm ready. Don't you guys aren't you guys excited? And they're like, no, you're not ready. And you're like, what? You just kind of assume that once you're like in the door that, hey, like we're family, right?
Okay, could you put in a good word with me for Netflix? Because I'm gonna try and pitch a show. So
you gonna do stand up?
I'm just gonna
Come on,
test.
Kaitlyn.
My building blocks were really just going on reality TV
to start a stand-up career. You're like, I'm gonna just go straight for stand-up.
Hey, Katie Thurston did it. Do you still watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette?
I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but up until then, I watched every season religiously.
Who is your favorite Bachelor?
Gosh, my favorite Bachelor. Well, I always like the Bachelorette better. I mean, I just liked having you ladies in charge.
You do.
So I was doing the old laundry the other day and thinking, remember when I used to use massive plastic jugs? I don't think anyone wants that. And 91% of those inconvenient, awkward, heavy jugs end up in landfills, I found out, and oceans, harming our planet and marine life, which is not okay. I love learning more about this, actually. There had to be a better way, and I actually found it. So what I did, I switched to Earth Breeze. Now, my new Earth Breeze laundry detergent eco sheets look like dryer sheets, but they're not. So it's revolutionary, liquidless laundry detergent that dissolves 100% in any wash cycle, hot or cold. No measuring, no mess, no heavy plastic jugs. Just toss the sheet in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Earth Breeze has really made the whole concept of detergent better. The packaging is lightweight, biodegradable, plastic free. Their eco sheets are hypoallergenic and dermatologist tested, so it's great even for sensitive skin. They offer flexible subscriptions that can be adjusted, paused, canceled by you at any time, and they come right to your door at a frequency that works for you and your lifestyle. But most important of all, they work. Earth Breeze is tough on stains, fights odors, and your clothes come out clean every time. Honestly, doing my laundry has become more convenient and easier with these sheets, and I know it's better for the planet too, so win all around. But don't just take my word for it. You can try for yourself with their risk-free 100% satisfaction guarantee. So switch from the old-fashioned goo to something new. Right now, my listeners can subscribe to Earth Breeze and save 40%. Go to earthbreeze.com/vine to get started. That's earthbreeze.com/vine for 40% off. earthbreeze.com/vine.
My computer is, I'm just shutting down a couple things because that might be it, but it's definitely me, not you.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Have you gone to a Taylor Swift concert yet?
No, they're really hard to get into.
I'm very lucky because one of my friends' families has a box suite, so we're going. My mom's flying in, so I'm taking her to Taylor Swift and then the Derby, and it's gonna be.
Oh man, you are a good daughter. My mom calls me every time I'm on tour, like, I like Nashville. I'm like, Mom, I can't take you to every city.
You sold out the Ryman.
Yeah, it was cool. That was like one of those bucket list moments.
Oh my gosh, that is really cool. That's so like historic and iconic.
The crowd was insane. I walked out on stage and I was like, it felt like a rock concert. They were just so like, And I was like, oh my God, this is
It just like thrown yourself out and went like crowd surfing.
Yeah, I've gone crowd surfing if I wasn't afraid that everyone would drop me, because that's
I feel like people would not let you down. I'm going to switch gears for a second, and I need you to go with me on this one.
okay.
I have to ask you a question.
You have a lesbian question?
Could you imagine? I'm just like, so which one of you? No, I'm just kidding. If you got the chance to be one of the first 100 people to go start a colony on a new planet, would you do it?
I can answer that in 2.2 seconds. Absolutely not.
What if they had unlimited espresso?
You were about to say Starbucks. You're like, what if there's a Starbucks and it's free?
Yeah, what if there's a free Starbucks and you would get to bring your dog?
Well, see, I love coffee and I love my dog. I don't know why. I have no interest in space. Like everybody's like, oh, if now that like Elon and what's his face, Richard Branson, they're and Jeff Bezos, they're all trying to go to space. They're like, would you go on that? I'm like, no, I don't want a rocket attached to my ass. Like there's just a bomb blasting you into space. And I'm like, no, thank you. It's like, you want to climb Mount Everest? I don't.
No.
I'll look at pictures. But yeah, are you a space gal, or would you want to go?
I wouldn't want to go. I'm like, a colony sounds appealing if it was a certain way. Going to space doesn't appeal to me at all because I have like biggest puke phobia, and I know that astronauts, like when they go up and do the zero gravity thing, like there's a lot of puking involved, and that alone makes me be like, no thanks.
Now when you say a colony a certain way, do you mean like nudist colony?
Like I picture a colony with like a bunch of families like raising their kids together and dogs and like this wholesome environment and like no internet.
Oh, I just went straight to like everyone's nude. There's dongs everywhere.
No dongs. I could get down with no dongs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, talk to me when it's a lesbian colony.
Okay,
maybe that.
Lesbian colony with dogs, no internet, and free espresso.
And Charlize Theron is the in charge of the colony.
The leader.
Then I might change my mind.
I just really want you to like say yes to my question. But what if I have this?
Except we need one guy to kill spiders.
I would kill the spider. Spiders don't really freak me out. Snakes, spiders, like I'm not gonna get excited if I see one, but birds scare me way more.
That's the one thing I don't miss about being in the South, because I'm from North Carolina, right beside you guys, because you're in Tennessee, right? Yeah, there were many snakes in my childhood, and I don't want that.
That's fair enough. Do you like living in LA?
I do. I've been out here now 20 years.
You've been there that long?
I know it doesn't sound like it because I have such a thick Southern accent. I don't know, Kaitlyn, 20 years, and this accent has not changed.
I love that, though, because first of all, I'm a little bit sad that I don't have such a thick Canadian accent anymore, because Canadian accents are so funny. And I feel like I tried too hard to not have my Canadian accent for a while because I was so sick of people calling me out for it and being like, oh, oot.
Like, and I was like, out and about, eh?
But if I who figured this out about me the other day? If I'm drunk or if I'm stressed out, that's when my Canadian accent comes out. Yeah.
I didn't realize that Canadians call pasta.
It's so stupid. I realize how dumb that sounds because, again, that was one thing that I kept being like, oh, it's pasta. But now I use the same pasta because I'm trying too hard where I'm used to saying pasta. So when I say pasta, it just sounds like I'm trying to be like pasta.
I would like some pasta, please. Yeah, but I can't really point out, differences in other people's way of speaking, because listen to me. In
another lifetime, I will come back with a Southern accent. I love a Southern accent so much so that I just started incorporating y'all into my vocabulary, and I'm really trying to make it happen.
Well, you're surrounded by people that say y'all, so I imagine that will happen sooner than later.
I've been here for 6 years.
Oh, okay.
Like this is the first year I feel like it's acceptable that I can say y'all. But I'm also Canadian, so sometimes an A slips out, and I just have to make sure that that doesn't happen in the same sentence. Otherwise, I sound like a big idiot.
Okay, support for today's show comes from Honeylove. Fine as the reviews are in. Da-da-da-da. Honeylove came out on top for best wedding day shapewear. With wedding season upon us, this is what you've been waiting for. Whether you're a bride, a guest, you're looking for everyday fit, Honeylove is your go-to for all things shapewear. I actually just bought my mom one for Mother's Day because she wanted one. Honeylove really has revolutionized compression technology, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. You'll immediately feel and see the difference, and of course, I got a deal for you. Get 20% off your entire order with the code VINE at honeylove.com. They really do have the best sculptwear. I got some for myself too, but it's not just that. They have bras, tanks, leggings for everyday support. I got the Honeylove crossover bra, so comfortable. Honeylove also has their best-selling Superpower short. It has targeted compression technology that distinguishes between areas where you want more support and areas you need less compression. Plus, it has the most convenient part. It has a convenient opening in the panty area for super easy bathroom experiences. It is genius. So treat yourself to the best shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com with the code VINE. That's code VINE at honeylove.com.
Okay, I have one more thing for you.
All right.
If I'm being honest. So we're going to lighten the load and we're going to get some things off our chest.
Okay.
Mine's actually really embarrassing. So it doesn't have to be embarrassing. It's just more controversial. Like a thought you've done that would maybe be considered like unacceptable by people. I think like on my last one, we were talking about how we had a friend that wiped her butt back to front.
Oh.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Spreading things where they don't need to be spread.
Yeah, exactly. And so some have been controversial and some not so much, but mine is really, I didn't want to share it. And then I was like, well, who would I be as the host of the show if I don't share my own?
Yeah, we need you to bare your soul. We need to know all your secrets.
Okay. So this morning I went to take out my retainers because I sleep with retainers every night. And I don't know if you've ever had retainers or taken them out in the morning, but they smell like a certain way.
Oh, I've never had retainers.
It literally smells like fart in a mouth, and I for some reason enjoy the smell of it when I take out my retainers in the morning.
You have a fart mouth. How does Jason feel about this? Does he just stay away from you?
He has no idea.
Oh, he doesn't know.
It's only fart mouth when I take them out. It's not when they're
in. You're just smelling the fart come out of your mouth as you go to take them and put them on your nightstand. You're like, oh,
isn't that disgusting?
Yeah, that is pretty gross. Is there anything to do anything about it, or it's just?
Well, so today I went and bought, this is just, I'm really doubling down on the embarrassment here, but I went and bought denture cleaner because I thought maybe I could soak my retainer. Denture cleaner.
You're like, now my retainers smell like chemical farts.
Oh my gosh, please make me feel better and tell you of one worse than that.
Oh man, well see, I wasn't thinking of anything embarrassing about myself. I was just gonna reveal a strong opinion about something, but now I feel like I need to tell you something embarrassing.
Do both.
If I just weren't so perfect.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough when you're 10 out of 10.
Well, the first thing I was going to reveal that bothers me, and then I'll try to think of something embarrassing about myself. You mentioned coffee a little bit ago. I'm like, you would never know by my accent, but I'm a giant coffee snob.
Yeah.
I love those coffee shops that are very minimal. There's like nothing in them. They have like 6 things on the menu. The baristas are kind of mean to you. And, you try to order it one way and they're like, that's not how coffee's meant to be served. And you're like, I hate you. But I know that this is going to be a good cup of, espresso or whatever it is. And so my thing is, lattes are very popular. They're probably one of the most popular coffee drinks there is. To me, it's a cup of milk. It's a cup of milk. With a tiny itty bitty pinch of espresso. You are just drinking a giant cup of milk. And people don't like to hear that because only children drink milk. But guess what? You're drinking a cup of milk.
a warm glass of milk too,
Mhm.
which is even worse than just a cold cup of milk like a child. A warm
Yeah.
glass of milk
You're
like
drinking a warm glass of milk like a 5-year-old
like either like a 5-year-old or a 90-year-old,
or
like
90-year-old woman who's
the
like, this
grandma
is how I
on
wind down.
yeah, like the grandma on what's it, Happy Gilmore, and she's like, "Can I have a glass of warm milk to help me sleep?" That's what people are doing. I agree with you though, but I always add, if I get a latte, I always add an extra shot of espresso.
That helps. Well, what I started doing is I order a cortado, which is half it's basically equal parts milk and espresso. So it's the exact, equal amount. But I'm Southern, so I like ice. And the purists say there's no such thing as an ice cortado. So some places are like, yeah, no problem. They just know, hey, I'm going to take what was going to be hot and I put it on ice. The mean ones that I go to are like, we don't do that. And so then I have to order a warm cortado, and then I say, can I buy a cup of ice? And they look at me like, you bitch.
You are
And
finding a loophole.
and then they give it to me. And I take the warm cortado and I pour it over the ice right in front of them. Right in front of them. And I put it down and I go, thank you.
Yes, I love
And
that.
I consider myself a very sweet person. That's my only bitchy thing I do. What they don't even realize is they're doing more work because they're having to steam the milk. They're doing all this stuff, whereas all I want is them to just be like, boop, there, and you don't have to steam the milk.
Joke's on you. That's like when I used to be in the restaurant industry, and if anyone tipped and had pennies in there, I would make sure they were watching me and I would just throw the pennies in the garbage.
That's a move right there. That's a power move. I don't need your pennies.
Fuck your pennies. We don't even use those in Canada anymore.
Yeah.
There's no pennies in Canada.
It's true. No pennies there.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
But I'll reveal one embarrassing thing about me. When because you brought up farts, so I figured we've already gone down this road. When I was first dating my now wife, Jax, there's this period of time where you try to pretend like you have no bodily functions that are gross. Your mouth that smells amazing. You don't poop. You don't do anything. You're perfect. This is during that phase.
Yeah.
We were in the honeymoon phase and I woke up. We were both dead asleep. And in my sleep, I sneezed so loud, like my entire body reacted. And at the same time as I sneezed, I simultaneously ripped one louder than you've ever heard in your entire life, where it woke me out of a deep sleep and I just sat there very still, like, please God, tell me that she's the world's, deepest sleeper, and did not hear that. And then she just started just exploding with laughter. And then I started dying with laughter, and we could not believe what came out of my body.
Oh, that's incredible. And then did that break the ice?
Oh, it broke the seal. She wishes she could turn back time. And I still acted, pre that, but that broke the seal in probably not a great way.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with me. I do feel a little bit better about myself now.
Thank you for giving me a safe space to talk about my sneeze fart.
Always a safe place here on Grape Therapy to talk about sneeze farts and fart mouths.
Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like your body just can't control either end.
It actually the worst thing ever happened to me in that scenario, but it was when I was like 14 years old and I was in ballet class.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't care because it was around like girlfriends that I spent every day with, but I was eating a granola bar and I sneezed. Granola flew out of my mouth and I farted at the same time, and it was like a full production.
That stuff is humiliating. I coughed once when I was 14 and a loogie went right into a guy's cheek. He just looks like a ghost went in front of him and he's like, I wonder why I never had any dates.
You're like, and I'd do it again. Oh my gosh. I could shoot the shit with you all day, but I'm going to let you go because that wraps our time here on Grape Therapy Podcast. I thank you so much for coming on. I want everybody to watch all of your specials and follow you. What is your Instagram and TikTok?
So my Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff is my name, at Fortune Feimster. If you can't spell Feimster, I mean, there's no other comedian named Fortune, so I'm pretty easy to find. I'm on tour all over the country, even Australia.
Holy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a big run in Australia in July. I'm excited. My specials, Good Fortune and Sweet and Salty, and then Food Bar with Arnold coming May 25th. I'm gonna be shooting guns.
That's freaking awesome. May 25th. Okay, and that's also on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I'm glad I got to talk to you. I was always love watching you on TV with the Bachelor, of course, and Bachelorette, but then Dancing with the Stars, girl, doing your thing.
Yes, I'm looking at my Dancing with the Stars mirror ball right now.
That's right, baby. Winner.
I know. It never gets old either, ever.
I'm good at the robot, so if you ever need someone to dance with you.
We could do a TikTok together where we just do the robot. Is that?
Yeah, I got moves.
Is that a robot? I thought I was a robot there for a second. That was very convincing. So good. Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Any freaking time. I'm going to have you back on. If you start watching Bachelor again or Paradise, I want to have you on for a recap.
Heck yeah. Well, I'll watch it just to do that. Just for you.
Perfect. Awesome. Good luck with all of your tours and everything. And I will talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. Your session is now ending. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind a rating and review.